Hello, hello. Um, okay, I'm recording for day 236 and day 237, which is today, out of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. This is for December 14th and 15th, 2024. And this was normally supposed to be my weekend. My ex had switched with me so that he could have them for his company Christmas party, their kids' Christmas party. And then there was a birthday party on Sunday that he was going to take the kid to and whatever, all this stuff. And, well, Jace was extremely sick yesterday. So, and he was sick from like before wake up time in the morning until past regular bedtime at night. So, um, even though originally they were going to go to my ex last night, they didn't go until partway through the day today. We all slept in, which was a good thing. And then just getting them ready and getting them over there took until almost noon. And um, because my ex had Saturday off, I won't have the Monday off from the kids. He switched it, so he's working Monday. So that means that I would have the Saturday Sunday instead of the Sunday Monday. And most of my Saturday was sort of a wash just because the kids were here and we were sort of in this like scattered thing, and we slept in and running around trying to get everything ready. Um and then I had a few hours to myself in the afternoon before my oldest daughter came home with some friends for a sleepover. So it felt scattered. It felt busier than I would have hoped. And also I really am just in the midst of like the deepest of the brain fog part of my cycle, and just exhausted, and especially considering the last few days of Christmas concerts and illness and whatever. I think I was sort of crashing. However, I did start um my exercising program with Heather, who I mentioned before. I'm pretty sure that I was going to be working with now. And honestly, I was floored by how far back I've slid, I guess, in my um, personal fitness. And not because I came from that place of being so far back and then worked forward and then slid back, but just like I've never been this inactive and this out of shape, I guess. And doing some of the most basic things that should be actually like relaxing and a nice, like it was a yin yoga, so it should have been like a nice slow paced deep stretch kind of a thing, which was uh intentional because of the part of the cycle that I'm in. um it still was so hard for me. It was so hard for me. And so there was a lot of um mindset garbage sort of bubbling up that I ended up having to sort of work through with that, because um I've gotten really good at not beating myself up for things, but the the level of struggle that I was experiencing in something that should be like the easiest of the easy um was just, it was a little bit shocking to me. And so I was absolutely having the thoughts of like, holy shit, what's wrong with you? Like, this is so pathetic. Or how could you have let yourself fall this far down, this far behind? Or, um, those thoughts of not being good enough kind of thing. And having done so much work on my own mindset and on my own journey, I was able to deal with them as they came up. Like, it was not hard to recognize that they were happening. It wasn't hard to catch them, stop them, reverse them, flip the script on them. But it was quite extreme of a difference of just the fact of them coming to the surface at all. Because I have not been, I haven't had thoughts like that about myself for a long time, right? Like 99% of the time they're not there. And if something crops up, it's easily dealt with and moved on from. Um, and It was easy enough, but it was a lot. It was a lot that came up, and sort of every single thing that I was struggling with was just like, "Really? Another one? Oh my gosh." Like, and it just, um I mean, it gave me perspective. It gave me needed perspective as to where I'm starting from, and perspective on, what to tell her as far as where I'm starting from, so that she knows what she's working with as far as helping me to progress forward, and uh sort of all of the things. So again, I'm not looking at it as like, oh, that was a shitty experience or a bad thing necessarily. It was just like, wow, like really eye-opening, um, on what my expectations are for my body despite how out of shape I've gotten. Um, and probably an underlying, like maybe ones that aren't showing themselves as much, but there's probably a little bit of underlying mindset stuff that goes on when I don't manage to motivate myself to move my body. Um, probably beating up on myself without realizing it. And uh, like I said, I mean, I mostly catch it, but there's probably some really subtle stuff going on when it's not conscious thoughts. Um, when I'm not, actively deciding not to be active, but just passively like allowing that to happen, allowing that to be the case. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some subconscious uh self-shaming going on, right? And so it really opened my eyes to that, so I can be paying attention for it, and it really open up my eyes as to where I really am. And I mean, I believe it from every angle that knowledge is power, and just knowing that helps me to make more progress, because I am actually trying to start from where I am instead of trying to start from ahead of where I am and then feeling like a massive failure because I'm not succeeding. So, um being honest with myself about where I am and being aware of where I am will help me to take baby steps that will actually move me forward, because I'm starting from the right point, right? So all of it is learning, all of it is um, really good in that sense of just the awareness that it brought me. But I won't say it wasn't hard, because it was. It was hard and it was painful and it was a little shocking, and that's okay. That's all right. And but I do think that it's also a really good example of the mental strength that this, now 237 days has given me, of being really conscious of my mindset and being very reflective of it and looking back at it and going, oh, um, that's a thing, right? Like that's something that I now need to be aware of, and then also accepting it though, and not judging it or beating myself up over it. That's also really huge. So, um, I am I am grateful for that, and I'm really happy to have gotten to where I've gotten to, and yeah. So I think that's it. I am getting sick. I think I was sort of fighting it all week, and uh, just the intensity of the last 3 days of the work week, school week, whatever, was, I think, enough to throw me off. Today, so I mean, the exercise thing was yesterday, and today has just been. I'm feeling very slow motion. I'm feeling very like I've got a massive headache. I've got some uh, congestion and a little bit of like a tickly throat, and trying not to cough here as I'm talking. So um, I am I am and have been just trying to take it easy on myself today, so that I can hopefully go into the rest of the week not super sick and not struggling the whole way through, because I am coming like I'm hitting the end of the exhaustion period of my cycle. So hopefully coming into more energy this week, and hopefully that doesn't get sort of counteracted by illness. So doing my best to take care of myself and drink all the water and rest and um, just be kind to myself, and not allowing it to be um, an upper limit thing where, okay, I've had these realizations. I started my exercise program. So I don't want it to be like, oh, I started my exercise program. Therefore, something else needs to fail because I'm adding another positive into my life. Right. So trying to be really cognizant of that ahead of time, which is a shift in and of itself. So that's good. And yeah, just looking forward to more energy this week, a little bit less busy this week, and um, wrapping up the last week of school before Christmas holidays. So really hoping to be able to get lots of the work in that I need to get in before we're on break. So yeah, that is because I am planning to take that break over the holidays and um, not be putting any pressure on myself, and actually refusing to allow myself to be client facing and interactive and all of that stuff because um, it's time for a real decent length break. So yeah, that is um, that is what I have for you today. Mercury retrograde is ending and it's a full moon today. So it's just, I think that can also have a lot to do with the energy today of just feeling like, holy crap, like I got run over by a bus. But um, anyway, okay, that's what I have for you guys today, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.